on our team, it's just like we have to do by any means. Just bring quarterback in, and like we got to compete with them, especially in the AFC. We talk about almost every podcast about the AFC quarterbacks. Like you need to get one of those alpha males.
Yeah, and why not, dude? Why this idea that I take a guy number one and then I'm married to him for the rest of my career and I have to make it work? It just like move on,
I mean, the Rams didn't have to do a Goff. Okay, they paid him, which all right, but Goff at least went to a Super Bowl and there was bright moments. But it just when you see for enough time, like the play is just too inconsistent, or we're literally losing games because of this one individual player, you have to address it because you're just wasting years away. You don't want to do what the Broncos did. The Broncos wasted a lot of years, and now they're finally waking up and they got a legit quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, you saw what Tampa Bay did also.
Oh, that's the biggest one,
right?
Yeah.
Like Tampa Bay, they just and look. A lot of things played into that. He was a free agent and he just like chose to go to Tampa Bay because they had the most loaded roster, right? Mm-hmm. Like that's best case scenario for you. But when it comes to like trading, like yeah, man. I mean, you know how I feel about draft picks. Yeah. I think draft picks are, as I get older and I understand them more, I feel like they're more and more they become overrated to me.
Actually, if you want to transition now with the Raiders and Packers, I think you look at those draft picks for the player they got. Ooh. Like Raiders are smiling about that one.
Like, if you're gonna trade a draft pick, right? And let's go back just a little further. The other one that I remember had a lot of outrage was like Minkah Fitzpatrick when the Steelers traded a first for him.
I think there was outrage just because I thought a lot of people thought that pick was going to be much higher.
Right, because they thought Pittsburgh was like tanking and they had the quarterback issues. Yeah. Right. Yes, I get that. But what I'm saying is, isn't your goal when you go to draft someone, don't you want them to become a Minkah Fitzpatrick or Davante Adams?
Right.
And if I could get those guys for a first-round pick, I'm doing that shit.
Right. Thing is, I don't think Minkah was that proven at the time. Like, he was a good player, but we didn't know if he was going to become a superstar.
Right.
We all know Davante Adams is the best receiver in the league.
Yeah.
So
that's very fair. Yeah. That's very fair. But also, I'm looking at it from a standpoint of the age, right? Like, you're giving up a first-round pick for a Minkah Fitzpatrick who was 23 years old at the time. You know what I mean? Like,
that was a real odd move. That's when you knew Miami was like, okay, they're clearly just...
Yeah, they're cleaning house. Yeah. They're cleaning house. So, for me, the Raiders, they get Davante Adams. And a lot of people have been trolling Aaron Rodgers like, yo, how do you re-sign with Green Bay? All signs point to him knowing that this was going to happen.
Yeah.
The whole Last Dance stuff, it was a lot of it with Davante Adams. Like, yo, we're not going to play again together. Like, I'm not coming back here. And he wasn't going to play on the tag.
Right.
And then they moved on from it.
Yeah, he shouldn't.
Yeah.
He's best receiver in the league. And now he's reunited with his good pal.
Yeah, Fresno State's finest.
Man, what a combo. Fresno State of all things.
Yo, Derek Carr is the best wide receiver he's ever played with in his career.
Wait. Oh, this is the best. Okay. This is the best. Okay, you phrased it. I got you.
Yeah.
Davante Adams has been the best receiver in the league for, 3 years now? So, yeah, there's no debate about that.
But he's never had a wide receiver like this.
Like a true alpha male.
Yeah, even when he had Amari Cooper, it was still a young Amari Cooper.
And Carr was really struggling at the time.
And then he got hurt also. Yeah, so I think now this is the best offense that this is the best team that he's ever been on.
Right, because you have him, you have Renfro, who's always going to get open. Waller, when healthy, one of the best. He's always someone that's just I think he commands like the defense's respect. Like he's one of those Titans that could go vertical. Mm-hmm. So you have between Renfro, Adams, and Waller, it's just what more could you ask for? And I think Derek Carr fully deserves it. Like the last 2 years, when you watch like the top quarterbacks, you have to be inspired by what you've seen from Derek Carr, because I thought he was going to crash out the league or just be a backup. Like there were some rough years, and now you just see it consistently. Gutsy performances, late comebacks, making tough, narrow throws, like in very tight windows. Like it's great to see him finally get rewarded, because I thought for like years he just seemed like he was on the Raiders, but they're clearly not happy with him. Now it's just like, okay, we're doing everything we can to help you compete in this ridiculously tough division.
Well, also just think of, we were talking before about Baker, like maturity and being an adult, right? Mm-hmm. Like that was a report that came out about the Browns, like they want an adult.
Yeah, no.
And then they get Watson, which is also hilarious too. But like when it comes to Derek Carr, I think a lot of what makes him who he is that you have a professional leading your team. Mm-hmm. Keys to the franchise. Yo, he's due to make $20 million this year, Derek Carr. Is that not the best quarterback contract in the league other than rookie deals right now?
Yeah, no debate.
For what you're getting in Carr and what he brings to the table and where he is on the totem pole of best quarterbacks and the money he's making, I think that's the best contract in football right now. And I know they're working on an extension, but I'm pretty sure that extension wouldn't be a cap hit for this year. It would start next year. So it'd still be a $20 million cap hit this year. You know, obviously Herbert and Burrow, those guys have the best contracts. But I'm talking about non-rookie deals.
Quarterbacks in their prime or aging.
This is the best one by far. Yeah. That's why you could go out and get a guy like Adams too.
And I think it's super exciting just because, okay, he's 29, but still, like we've seen Adams game in, game out. Nobody gets open more than him. Nobody makes tough catches.
And he's not a 4.28 guy. No. Like he's a guy that's going to be able to play, I think, at this level for another 5-6 years easily, because he's not. I worry about guys like Odell, Tyreek Hill, guys that are built off their speed. Those are the wide receivers that I worry about as they get older.
Or like big frame receivers that go vertical. And eventually, as they get older, like Alshon Jeffrey, to me, fell off a cliff because he just couldn't get open. And then injuries obviously got to him. But if you're a receiver that's really just banks on like 50-50 balls, like it might be tough for you. Like eventually, 5-6 years, we'll see what happens with like guys like Michael Williams and Michael Gallup, because that's what their primary skill set is. So, look, Davante Adams, I think what he does exactly for the Raiders, like obviously he gives them that focal point. Where's his stadium? Like, yeah, I think they could win 10 games. It's just, man, like he in that division, like every game's gonna be huge because the NFC North, he's been caught a little bit there. Now it's just like people talk about AFC West should be every week be on primetime. There's an AFC West game immediately Sunday night, Monday night. So I think he's going to be more and more of a position where they're going to be chasing games. So I'm interested to see, what changes. Like I assume he'll get a bunch load of targets. He'll probably still lead the league in targets, but it's just a scenario now. He's in a team that they've gone. I don't know if a team was more in close games last year than the Raiders. I feel like every Raiders game was a roller coaster. Yeah.
Well, also you got to remember there have been many conversations that Aaron Rodgers has had, like on the McAfee show or in spots that he does, where him and Adams improvise a lot on the field. So how much of his success was that too? This idea that, all right, you're supposed to run a 12-yard in, but if the corner is like this, I expect you to do this. You know what I'm saying?
Making those adjustments.
Yeah, like there was one touchdown that Rodgers threw to Adams against the Vikings where he ran like a post corner.
Yeah.
And then Rodgers said, it was like 3rd and 8 inside the red zone. That was not what the play was. But through the years, that chemistry, knowing where your guy is going to be, I think that's something. That. Yeah, you can't. And not that quick, too, right? I think it'll take some time. But then again, Cooper Kupp and Stafford did it in 20 minutes, right? And they just broke all these records together. Yeah. Stafford got an extension, too.
Yeah, well deserved.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you always want to see these guys get paid, but then also make sure they're secure long term, because if you want to look at the Rams, and we could transition out of this, it's just they're still finding ways to improve and reload.
Yeah.
Like it's just I don't know who's their cap person is, but that person is a magician when it comes to manipulating it.